What's going on, everybody? It's the Hook Cam back with another film breakdown. Maybe prediction is probably the better way to go with this one. But why the Chiefs will repeat as Super Bowl champions. And, you know, really when you think back in recent memory, there's only been one other team that has repeated as Super Bowl champs, 2003, 2004, New England Patriots, really just with studs all over that football team. Starting with their quarterback, their defense was just absolutely legendary. Mike Vrabel, Willie McGinnis, Teddy Bruschi, Richard Seymour. I mean, the list goes on and on with cornerstone pieces. And I think that there's a lot of commonalities between that team and the Chiefs in terms of who they kept around and why they can go and make a run at this thing again. And it's really not out of the realm of possibility for them to go and win another Super Bowl in back-to-back years. That would be just incredible. So before I dive into really the three main things that I think puts them into that conversation of repeating, if you could hit that like button and that subscribe button to my channel, The Hook Cam, as well as to Jackson Kruger Sports. Not sure if this one will end up over there. However, I know that my subscriber base would love to hear this one, and I've been thinking a lot about it. And, you know, honestly, before I get into this, I would really like to thank all of my subscribers for, you know, just the continued support. I know that I haven't had the most consistent content just because of my life and my work schedule, but there's been no question about the continuous support, so I really appreciate that. Not going to be a schematic video, however, it's going to be more of me talking and me thinking out loud. I don't have a lot of film on either of these two teams. Obviously, there's no film for this year. If I had preseason film, it'd be different, but I don't. So diving into why I think the Chiefs will repeat as Super Bowl champions, I don't want to be flaky with it. I really do think that they're going to repeat as Super Bowl champs. And first things first, and this is kind of the obvious one, but player retention is really the first domino to fall for this. The Chiefs did what I didn't think was possible this offseason in keeping Chris Jones, Travis Kelce, and then extending Patrick Mahomes. I did not think that was possible. I don't know how they're doing it, but their GM and their account guys need a raise ASAP. I don't know if they're going to get one anytime soon because of how much money those cats are making. The fact that they can keep all of those guys is just absolutely insane. I did not think Chris Jones was going to stay. I thought Chris Jones was going to leave, and that was going to be a major piece of that defense that they needed in order to make another run. Their defense, especially their defensive line, and especially in this game against the Titans in the AFC Championship game, they controlled this game. And it wasn't necessarily all Chris Jones just dominating. No, they were very, very well coached. And that's kind of the second prong of this three-prong argument I'm going to get into as to why I think the Chiefs will repeat. But player retention was the first domino to fall. Chris Jones re-signing, Travis Kelce re-signing, extending Patrick Mahomes. Extending Patrick Mahomes, I think, was probably obviously it's the most important part of that. But it is that for a number of reasons. The first thing is that people want to come to Kansas City. Players, free agents, they want to go to this team because first off, their quarterback is insanely talented. Secondly, the fan base is next to none. It's one of the oldest fan bases in the NFL. They have a tremendous support, loudest stadium in the NFL in some situations. Why wouldn't you want to go there if you're a free agent? There's just so many reasons to want to be a Chief, and I think that really this is coming into a golden era for Chiefs fans. And to be honest, they deserve it. And again, I've talked before on this channel, I'm a Patriots fan, absolutely, but I just love football. I love watching good football players. I love watching good coaching. And I get that week in and week out when I watch Kansas City football. So they've definitely made a little bit of a fan out of me. That's probably an understatement. But first things first was that player retention. You know, extending Mahomes brings guys in. It gives you the ability to not have to nail every single offensive draft pick. You can have the ability to miss on a guy because in free agency, you're going to have that lure of you can play with 15. You can play with one of the most talented quarterbacks probably to ever step on a football field, and that's going to get guys to Kansas City. Extending Kelce, I think, is another massive piece just because of the chemistry between him and Pat, as well as, you know, Travis Kelce does so many good things in terms of route running. He is just as good as a receiver off the line of scrimmage. However, he's too big and physical for guys to just man up and lock up. And I've done videos on that and why I think that extension was worth it. And then, of course, Chris Jones. We all know how good he is interiorly as a pass rusher, as a 3-tech. he is very difficult for guards to deal with. I think that it's really his height and his length. Not a lot of other defensive linemen in the league have his ability. He's also just got a great nose for the football in terms of being able to get up, get in the passing lane, and disrupt, plays like that, like we saw in the Super Bowl, and those can end up being game-changing plays. So player retention is that first domino to fall. The second domino to fall, and I think that a lot of people are going to go, yeah, I agree with that, their coach retention. And there was some rumblings about Eric Bieniemy. I hope that I said it right that time. I've been corrected by one of my Chiefs fans on how to say it, Bieniemy. There was some rumblings about him leaving. And Andy Reid, I definitely think, he takes the reins of that offense for sure. But let's not undercut what Eric Bieniemy has done for this team. I think that he is an absolutely fantastic play caller. And the way that they mix in their screen game with their inside zone and their RPO game, everything they do is in some way, shape, or form attacking a defense that they weren't expecting it. And I think that they do a really good job of being malleable as an offense and changing from week to week. And the true core of Kansas City is going to stay the same, right? They're going to attack you vertically. They're going to try and get you. If you run man against them, you better have the fastest cats in the league, because they do on offense. So you're going to have to bracket their deep guys. They do so much offensively to stretch the field. However, they also do a great job of utilizing that underneath game and really getting defenders out of place and maybe trying to push deep, right? That's the other thing with Pat and his arm strength and his ability is that his drops are going to be longer. Every route that regular teams are running at 10 to 12, they have the ability to run 18 to 20. And Pat's just going to take a deeper drop, and his arm talent is going to be enough to get it there. So that coach retention, though, I think all ties into that, because I really do think that Eric Bieniemy is a major part of that. And I think that he's been with Andy Reid for a number of years. They probably have a phenomenal chemistry together. And the fact that he stays around is so key. Like I said, I'm a Patriots fan. I'll never forget when New England lost Charlie Weiss and Romeo Crennel. They weren't really the same for the next couple of years. They had to build up that coaching tree again. So the fact that their OC stays and he wants to be around and he's staying in Kansas City, I think is massive to them going and building towards another Super Bowl run and possibly another ring. Now, the third thing that I really think put the nail in the coffin, not really the best expression to use, but really got me thinking that, yes, I think that everything is pointed in the right direction and this team's going to make another run, is their draft. I was very impressed with their draft, specifically with going and picking Clyde Edwards-Helaire. It's probably not a lot of people's favorite pick. I absolutely love it, and I'm biased. I'm not going to lie. I am biased. I loved Clyde at LSU. I think that he's one of the more talented backs I've seen in a long time, just in terms of his short area quickness and ability to make defenders miss in the backfield and in a very, very confined space. I think that he's very good out in space as a check down option for Pat Mahomes. But again, not only Clyde, but it's also Willie Gay, and I think that him as a linebacker in this Chiefs defense is going to be very, very special to watch, because he has some serious athletic ability. I've made a video about it. His sideline to sideline coverage is phenomenal, and it really, really is impressive to watch. I think that health is going to be the biggest thing for him, and keeping him healthy and ready to go on that Chiefs defense. So those are really the big things that I think really help this Chiefs team getting to another playoff and getting to another Super Bowl and winning that Super Bowl. Their coaching staff with Spagnuolo, with Bieniemy, and with Andy Reid is a top 3 staff in the NFL right now, and I don't really think that they're getting the credit they deserve because of how good the players are on their team, and that's really no shade to either of them. 15's phenomenal. One more thing that I do want to say, and that I'm watching these offensive clips, they really did a good job of retaining their offensive line too, and having Mitchell Schwartz, who's probably one of the better right tackles in the NFL, if not, I would say a top 3 to top 5 right tackle in the NFL, he had a phenomenal postseason, one of the better postseasons we've seen from a pass protector, from a right tackle. So major props to him and that entire Chiefs offensive line, and keeping all of those guys around, let's not be mistaken, is very key. So anyway, guys, that's all I got for you today. Like I said, sorry it wasn't really a schematic film breakdown one, but I just kind of wanted to get some thoughts out there. I would love to talk to you guys in the comments. If you guys have some comments, some other ideas about why you think the Chiefs will or will not go ahead and make another run and make it to a Super Bowl again, I would love to hear any of them. That's all I got for you guys today, though. Hope you guys are enjoying this last couple of days before the season gets kicked off. I am fired up, man. Thursday's going to be fun. I'm going to have to watch it from class. Don't tell the professor. But that's all I got for you guys today. Stay safe, wash those hands. I'll see you guys Thursday probably. Let's get after it, baby.